One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 110 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm Dennis Simsek, and today I'm speaking directly to the health anxiety sufferers out there who are just looking to find out a bit more about why they're struggling the way they are. I'm going to make things very, very clear for you. And also, I'm going to show you what core beliefs you carry around on a daily basis that makes your health anxiety / hypochondria much, much worse. Now, I've mentioned a couple times where when we talk about beliefs, we've got the conscious ones where we believe something and we are aware of it, and then the unconscious ones where they manifest through emotions and feelings that are unconscious. They are our core beliefs. Now, today I'm going to talk about the core beliefs that health anxiety sufferers carry around with them. These, when you can relate to them, when you can identify with them, you have gained a ton of power over your illusions and your health anxiety. So I urge you, as I go through this list of 4, to be able to take it upon yourself to relate to it, to say, you know what, yes, I do that. Yes, I think that way. Yes, I believe that. This is very important. Don't just listen to this episode. Really take in this episode and hear what I am saying towards you. Core belief number 1 comes down to judgments and opinions. These are cognitive biases of other people. Can'ts, shouldn'ts, hey, you, I, those sorts of things. You'll find that when it comes to the first core beliefs that triggers health anxiety within people, this is a comparison from one person's worldview onto another person's worldview. For example, someone will come to you and say, hey, your face is really, really flushed. Are you sure you're okay? And all of a sudden, you start jumping to conclusions and personalizing this. You start to go, it's not because you just ran or, your diet sucked on the day or, someone made you angry from earlier, but now it's a physical problem because someone else mentioned that it might be. So I want you guys to understand that judgments and opinions is pretty much like internalizing what someone's worldview is about health, having similar opinions and judgments as someone else. So we must separate ourselves from people's judgments and opinions. If someone comes to you and says, hey, your face is very, very flushed, you say, yeah, well, it's a warm day. Or, oh, my face is flushed? Oh, okay, well, yeah, I just ran about 2K or I just went for a nice little walk here. Maybe that's what caused it. Out of the millions of different things that could have caused your face to be flushed, please don't go into illusions. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't question your physical health, because I promise you the majority of the health anxiety problems that we walk around with today are all illusions. We have created them. We have learned how to be worryful and concerned over our health. And anything that is learned can be unlearned, my friend. So the first one is judgments and opinions. See if it relates to you. Number 2 is causal relationships, predicting similar outcomes in the future as our past, mainly in the context of panic attacks, flus, physical ailments, and other experiences. These are links of experiences that led to a certain meaning for who you are, what this place means, this environment, and what the world means. So causal relationships are going through experiences in your life one by one by one, and then placing a certain meaning over what's happened. And also predicting that the future will be very much like your past. I'll give you an example. if I had a panic attack about 6 months ago or multiple panic attacks, that means that I will have panic attacks in the future. And causal relationships doesn't have to be your own experiences. You can link other people's experiences that are close to you. So your family, for example, let's say mom and dad, for example, when they turned 40, they started to experience physical ailments. They started to experience heart disease, this, that, headaches, maybe they had a tumor, cancer, whatever it may be. And you began to internalize that and say, oh my God, I'm getting to that age. They had this, and this experience. Could that be my experiences as well? So causal relationships are these links. And I want to tell you something here. Your past doesn't equal your future. Your past does not equal your future. Let's understand that. Your life is in your hands. You do not have to succumb to other people's judgments and opinions. You do not have to succumb to what happened to you in the past. These are all learning experiences that you can take and you can grow from, but you must identify them as so. If you identify your past as being ingrained, that will then cause you to feel a certain way in the future and experience things in the future, my friend, you are going to live a very painful life. So starting today, we must understand that your past does not equal your future. When you can begin to shift your limiting beliefs, such as this one, you will begin to shift the way you feel. And one of the biggest reasons why you're listening to this podcast is to shift the way you feel, isn't it? Number 3, core belief is identity misconception. My goodness, did I ever succumb to this one. Identity misconceptions means assigned social labels on ourselves that eventually created a worryful person that then saw worry as a safety mechanism or protection from trouble. And this is all unconsciously. When I assign myself as being so-and-so, I then create this feeling that I am safe and I am protected from the actual health concern coming true. So, identity misconceptions are basically making a big mistake between something you're doing and who you are as a person. So it's a behavior, it's a thought, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, it's something that happened to you in the past, but it's not who you are as a person, as an identity. For example, I'll give you an example here. I was a tennis professional for many, many years, and I also had stressors. I also had external problems. But when I was on the tennis court, the majority of the time, all of those problems went away because after a certain time period, I realized that, hey, if these problems can go away when I am in fact on the tennis court and training, maybe those are just things that I'm thinking and doing. They are not things that are ingrained within me. They are not my identity. My identity is to be a tennis player. So whatever I identified with and whatever you identify with, you will then bring into your life more and more and more. Someone who sees themselves as a tennis player will then sort for information in the outside world that fits their identity. They will notice the racket in the corner. They will notice the person who's walking with the racket bag. Someone who sees themselves as sensitized, anxiety, will then sort for information that keeps their identity alive. So, for example, they will notice things that cause them further stress. They will notice two people fighting in the corner. They will notice a poster in the corner that says, hey, have you gotten your health bill yet? Have you gotten your heart checked yet? Have you done your ECG lately? It depends on how you view yourself. And I want to start with you today to assign a new social label upon yourself that is much gentler than the one you're currently using. So no more personalizing everything. No more saying it's all my fault. No more saying that a thought or a behavior or your past is actually who you are. We must separate those two things, and this is where the identity misconception comes into play. It's confusing who we are with something we're doing. And the truth is this, is when you begin to understand this concept, you can then treat your health anxiety as being more disassociated from it and not so associated to it. For example, disassociated means, okay, I have a physical ailment, a physical symptom. I have a physical symptom and I'm seeing it from the outside. It's not something that I am so in tune with and so specific with in the moment. It's like something that's just happening to me. And I'm not adding to it. I'm not adding more stories to it. This is important because there's a big difference between being associated and disassociated. When people overcome health anxiety, they become disassociated towards the concerns they had from the past, the physical symptom, the thought. They can then view it as if they're watching it in a movie theater and not so associated and in tune with it. Number 4, future pacing. Future pacing means what will happen tomorrow and beyond now. There is no focus on the present moment, no particular focus on the present moment and what we have and what we are doing. It is an overly concerned mindset about the future events, which then gives us a sense of identity and protection. Notice that word again. It is rarely living in the now. So when people feel like they must be in the future, thinking about the future, overly concerned about their future health and future wealth and future relationships, they feel a sense of certainty. And we all crave that certainty. The problem is we're getting it in the wrong way. You can get it in a way where it's helpful or unhelpful. Is thinking about the future consistently making you feel more protected but ruining your life? If you suffer from health anxiety, the answer is yes. You cannot be living in the future all the time and take care of your health anxiety once and for all. You must be in the moment of the fear and begin to place different meanings, different perceptions over your symptoms and your concerns in order to have different emotions. This is important. So future pacing is living way too much in the future. Do you do that? Does it give you a sense of protectiveness and safety? Let me tell you what, that's an illusion. It's not reality. You just feel it. But it's not giving you what you actually think it's giving you. Living in the future is taking away from the pleasure of today. You can't even experience today. You don't even know what today is. You wake up in the morning and you're already thinking about how your workday is going to go, or how you're going to go to that party Saturday and be concerned with the amount of people that are there and whether they're going to see your symptom, or whether you're going to have a panic attack, or someone's going to help you from the ground. You're already creating all of these stories that have never even come true. It's not even reality. It's dreams. A lot of people say dreams come true, but I'll tell you something, goals come true. Dreams don't come true. I dream about something and do nothing about it. Is it going to come true? No. So we've got to set some goals for you. Goal number 1, start living in today. Stop living in the future so much. You can train this. You can condition yourself to be this way because you've conditioned yourself to be anxious. People don't understand this. People believe that anxiety is something that happened to them. You chose anxiety unconsciously and consciously. You chose to live this way. And let me tell you something, you can choose to live another way as well. You don't have to be your mother. You don't have to be your father. You don't have to be your siblings. You don't have to be what people want you to be like. You don't have to be sensitized. You can choose someone completely different. You can live somewhere different. You can network. You can engage with different people instead of those toxic people you spend your time with. Your future is yours to create. So I want to suggest that starting today, we take care of these 4 limiting beliefs. We dive deep into them, we relate to them a little further, and we begin to place a different meaning around us and the things that we are overly concerned about starting today. I love you all so much. You are more than anxiety. I'll see you in the next episode. Please give this podcast a positive rate and review if you're enjoying it, my friends. See you soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.